Every time you're running, you look just cool as ice. Where do you get this demeanor from? Because it looks like nothing bothers you.
Well, yeah, because all of us are human beings and I'm competing against humans, so why would I be afraid of someone? I like competitor, so I just focus on my race and do my part. That's what I have to do.
Some people are calling it that dominant performance there by yourself as a beat and teach, but surely the beat and teach comes in the worlds, right?
Yeah, because it's actually a good win, but the main focus is the world championship. So when I win at the world championship, everyone can say what they want to say.
Yeah.
Because I know for sure I'm going to.
My followers, how are you all? Good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning. All depends on where you are in the world. Welcome back to another live stream. That is 2 out of 2 so far. I was with you guys earlier on, very early in the morning, around maybe some 5 a.m. for you guys there based in the Caribbean and also across the pond in the United States. So thank you to those of you who joined me on one of my earliest live stream. Early for you guys, not so much early for myself. I'm pretty much used to doing the graveyard shift with you guys. As you know, I'm about 5 to 6 hours ahead of you. So I'm pretty used to these early live streams, but maybe you guys are feeling a little bit cranky because you've had to stay up to support your countrymen and your countrywomen, your compatriots. Day 5 is done and dusted at the 2025 World Athletics Championship. I'm going to do a quick little recap with you guys. I did do the men's and the women's 200 meters heats respectively before I had to rush off to complete the rest of my things for the day. So I've managed to get everything done and dusted, and I thought, why not give you guys a quick little recap? So much to talk about, plenty to celebrate, and we've definitely, I think it's safe to say, we've had a moment today. Definitely had several moments today from the respective men's and women's 200 meters heats with more. Also, Jacko, Bryan Levell up. I am just absolutely speechless. Be interesting to hear what you guys make of both of those events there, the sprint events where the men's and the women's women athletes are concerned. Of course, we're going to be talking about Jordan Scott as well as Tajay Gayle. Definitely put a smile on my face. All of our athletes pretty much put a smile on my face today. Zarnell Hughes. Funny moment of the day, I think, definitely goes to Zarnell Hughes. Let me know if you guys disagree. Leslie Tobogo, listen, he had me on the ropes. Definitely gave me a scare. If you haven't caught up with the day's events, as it relates to those particular two events there, men's and women's 200 meters heats, probably try to bring you up to speed as best as I can. Maybe you guys can try and find a way to watch those heats. Do brace yourself for Leslie Tobogo there. I might go ahead and ruin it for you guys if you haven't watched it already. IT Push, big up yourself. I hope you are in good health. If you guys are making your way home from work, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. If you're doing the reverse and you're on a graveyard shift, I do hope that you arrive there safe and safe and unharmed and in reverse as well, because walking through your doors is an underrated blessing. IT Push says that Bryan Afi personal best to win gold. Oh, really? I mean, are you not impressed by what you saw today? Because I was impressed. Cool, calm as you like. I don't know, maybe we're on different page, but we will get around to Bryan in a short while. And I don't know about you guys, but I do love when sports do these little crossovers, when you have little references from different sports making its way into another sport. And I think we've caught on to that today, or at least I think I've spotted a little bit of a crossover. Definitely for me, in terms of the Jamaica football YouTube community, not arguably, but for some of you, probably arguably. But as I said, factually for me, the most inspiring, the most influential YouTuber definitely is Mr. Jackson. I don't know if you guys disagree with me on that. Big ups to Elite Sports TV, and also big ups to Fatal Flair. You get a gist of where I'm going with this. If you haven't listened to the official Reggae Boys World Cup song, do go ahead and try and find that on your music platform. Noticed something earlier on as I was like putting my live stream together for you guys, and I thought, okay, this could only be one thing. Do correct me if you disagree, but you can pretty much see this one on the screen in front of you. Again, if you disagree with this one, then do go ahead and let me know. And I'm pretty sure if you're looking at the screen, you know exactly where I am going with this one. Obviously taken from the Jamaica Observer, as it says there on the screen. And earlier on, they put out a tweet, and it does start off with the title of the song, the hit song. Definitely a song there that can get you in the mood if you are wanting to be the ultimate 12 man and support the Reggae Boys on their quest to reach next summer's men's FIFA World Cup 2026. Official song to listen to there for the Reggae Boys is Believe My Man from Fatal Flair, pushed and backed by Elite Sports TV, Mr. Jackson. And I saw it, and it does say here in black and white on the Jamaica Observer X page, Believe My Man. And the rest of it does say here, obviously talking about the silver medalist, Orlando Bennett. It says here, Jamaica's 25-year-old Orlando Bennett is living his life's beliefs after running a lifetime best of 13.08 seconds to secure his first senior global medal in the men's 110 meters hurdles at the World Athletics Championship in Tokyo. And obviously, we've already gone through Orlando Bennett, so I don't really think we need to go any further. I guess what we can do is stick a little pin in it and perhaps look at the medal table before I segue into the meat of the matter and talk about some of the achievements there from the athletes in today's event across their respective fields. And we can go ahead and look at the medal table. So still leading the charge. In a charge there with 10 medals is the United States, and they are closely being followed by Kenya with 7, Canada with 3, New Zealand with. I'm sorry, how does this make sense? What am I looking at here? How does it? Okay, because they're of course, yes, weight carries more gold. New Zealand, my apologies there with 2, Jamaica with 6. I did baffle me for a second. That's like, how are they above us? But the assumption is that, as always, you should know by now, weight definitely, gold definitely carries its own hefty weight. So we can go ahead and look at how we are looking, if in case you guys are out the loop as it relates to the gold tally there and what's been accumulated. The big man there sitting at the top with his gold medal around his neck, that is Oblique Seville. Another medal there in our back pocket, silver from Tajay Gayle. We're going to be talking about Tajay Gayle, and I've already touched on Orlando Bennett with his silver medal. Also spoke on the last string of live streams with regards to Jamaica completing the 1-2 double in the 100 meters final, where the men's teams, where the male athletes are concerned, with Kishane Thompson picking up the silver just behind his compatriot Oblique Seville, who, as I stated before, secured the gold, and Tina Clayton secured a silver medal, similar to her compatriot Kishane Thompson in the 100 meters. So that's men's and women's 100 meters, silver in our back pocket. And in the 110 meters hurdles, we already discussed this one. Tyler Mason there with the bronze medal. So that is how we are looking on the medals table. If you're just tuning into the live stream, please do go ahead and kindly hit the like button. It does not cost you a penny. I guess what we could do is do a little bit of a back step and perhaps look at a couple of the results before I get down into the meat of the matter. You can see a little snapshot of the results there from a couple of the heats and also final. But to make it a little bit more pleasing on the eye, I think it's better if I just go back to the table and just go through the each of the qualifying rounds there, just to make sense of it all. And I guess the first one that we could touch on, because I didn't manage to give you guys a live stream just because of the timing of it all. So I guess we could go ahead and pick up from where I left off earlier on, and that would be for the women's and men's 400 meters hurdles semifinal respectively. So we can go ahead and look at how this one pan out, so just so that we can bring ourselves on the same page. I'm hoping you guys can see my screen. If you can't, then give me a little nudge in the comment section and I'll do what I need to do to bring you guys on the same page. All right, so to remind you guys, it is the first two of each heat that qualifies, plus the two fastest times, they qualify for the final, and you're looking at the semi-finals. So pretty much of a straightforward read here. In the black, green, and gold, representing the black, green, and gold. Anjanette Knight here. She produced a time of 54.35 seconds, and she competed there in heat 2. Moving along, big hitter here at the top qualifying. Fem needs no introduction. Mohammed also needs no introduction. We all know what they're about. They quite obviously qualified for the finals. Fem here produced a time of 52.31, with Mohammed producing a time of 53.14. And if we segue over to heat 3, we see our compatriot Cheyenne Salmon. She produced a season best of 54.03. And to reiterate, this is how the heats panned out for the women's 400 meters hurdles. And I guess we can go a little bit one step further so that we can look at the finals again, so that we're all on the same page. And that is how we're looking in the finals. I don't know if you guys fancy making a prediction. I think we all know who the hot favorite is for this one, but I would definitely snap your hand off for a podium finish for Cheyenne Salmon. Wonderful personality. Definitely one of those athletes there that is a pleasure to speak to when you get the chance to do so in the mix zone. And if you ever come across her, then yeah, take your chances. Warm character to speak with in those mixed zones interviews. So she, as you can see here, she is down for lane 4. So you can keep your eyes out on the final to come for the women's 400 meters hurdles. If you guys are saying something in the comment section, or perhaps you're quiet on me, I can't see you for the time being. Let me just get through at least the 400 meters hurdles on semi-final, and then I'll take a look at if you guys have said something in the comment section. Perhaps not. Maybe you're in a bit of a quiet mood, or maybe you're unwinding and getting yourselves ready to leave work and make yourselves head home. And if you are planning on doing that, then obviously I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed. All right. So back to the table. Let's segue and look at the men's 400 meters hurdles and see how this one panned out there. And before I forget my manners, as it relates to Anjanette Knight, quite reiterating myself here with regards to, you know, how unfortunate it is when athletes don't qualify for the next round of their respective events, be it the semifinals or the subsequent finals. Definitely nothing to be ashamed of, because as I've stated on previous live streams, solely getting to the world championships or your Olympics, that in itself is a massive achievement. Of course, the athletes would like to go one better, two better, maybe 3 steps better in terms of getting those podium finish, but these are what I like to call small baby steps. Definitely an applaudable achievement. So big ups to Anjanette Knight for getting this far. So back over to the 400 meters hurdles, again, semi-finals, equivalent to the women athletes. So heat 2, you had Malik James King, and good achievements there for Malik James King. As you can see here, he produced a season best of 48.01 seconds. Can't knock that. Again, small steps, baby steps. They do tend to lead to success further along down the line, and hopefully that will be the case for Malik James King. You can see here a fourth place finish here in Heat 2. He's got his compatriots, Rashawn Clark, similar finish there in Heat 3, finishing in fourth, and that is a time of 48.37 seconds. And I'm pretty sure we know what that means in terms of the reading, but I'll go ahead and show that there for you guys in terms of who will be competing in the final. So similar to Anjanette Knight, unfortunately, the lads there miss out on the spot in the final, but definitely safe to say every athlete there that's at the championship, I can't speak for you guys, but I should think that we can all agree when we say that they're definitely doing their nation proud. It's not easy. I mean, life of an athlete, that it takes a tremendous amount of discipline. I think discipline that you and I can't even imagine. They really can't afford to slip. They really can't afford to go tap into bad habits, unhealthy habits. So they do have to be extremely disciplined if they want to taste some form of success. So let's backstep a bit and look at the next event that I did not cover with you guys. I think that might be it there. I think I might have to go back to the top, because also aside from the 400 meters men's and women's hurdles for the semi-final, I should say, there was a few events that I missed out on due to the timing of it all, and like I said, I had to just dash, so I didn't really have time to do what I wanted to do for you guys. So let me just try and see if I can get up the event there that I'm looking for. I can't see it right now. Let me just close this and bring it back up. Looking for an event there for you guys, just to give you guys the results, but I might have to try and find a different way to do so for you guys, because I cannot see it. I know my eyes isn't fooling me, but definitely can't see it. Might have been a earlier event during the daytime. I'm gonna play around and maybe come back to that one in a short while. I'm gonna see if I can segue and come back to that one. So for the time being, let me go ahead and look at the there we go. So that's why I couldn't see it, because it had switched to September 18th. Okay. All right. I might be able to go back and give you guys that one. Yeah. Hate when the World Athletics website does that. I don't know why. It kind of has a mind of its own. So I was searching for today's events and results, and it was giving me tomorrow's lineup, which is why I couldn't see what I was looking for. So I do apologize about that. So let's go ahead and look at the qualification there for the men's triple jump. I'm pretty sure you guys already know how this one panned out in terms of our compatriot. You can see here automatic qualifying mark is 17.10, or at least best 12 qualifying to the finals. So our compatriot there, done in the black, gold, and green, Jordan Scott, safely through to the finals. He registered a jump of 17.19. So best of luck to Jordan Scott in the final. Hopefully we can get a podium finish from Jordan, God's willing. See what you guys are saying there in the comment section. Let me stick a pin in it. Owen, big up yourself. I am actually feeling better. Thank you. I am definitely feeling much better than I did. I took the advice. So I took funny enough, I just finished like a small cup of it. And this is the cups that I've been drinking, sir. I'm not sure why the palpitations were so bad, because I probably had at one point earlier on during the week maybe 6 of these. It's not bad, is it? It's not a mug, it's just a decent sized cup. So I've been laying off the tea, and the tea, as you know, I'm sure it does contain caffeine, so I've not been getting those palpitations. Thank you for the heads up. Thank you for it really isn't. I mean, look, it can fit in the palm of my hand, and I have small hands. It's really not big. It's a very tiny cup. It might look big because I'm close to the screen, but it's a very tiny cup. I promise you that. That's not a mug. That's definitely not a mug. Okay, so continuing with the rest of the events there, I reckon we can segue into. I'm gonna kind of reiterate myself, but I did kind of leave in a rush, so we didn't really talk about the outcome of the women's 200 meters or the men's 200 meters, because as I said, kind of just left that one in a rush, not because I wanted to, but because I was in a rush. So Heat one. Hopefully you guys can see Heat one. We had Gabrielle Matthews there in Heat one, the young Gabrielle Matthews. She registered a time of 23.40. She finished 7th in Heat one. And just for context, so we're on the same page, it is the first 3 of each heat that qualified, plus the 6 fastest. They go on to the semi-finals. So as I said, this was Heat one there for Gabrielle Matthews. And Heat 2, you can see a few of the big hitters there in Heat 2 and how they qualified. Jefferson Wooden, she went through with a time of 22.24. Thelma Davis, she also qualified with a time of 22.76 seconds. And Jessica, I think it's pronounced Gabe. I hope I haven't butchered your name. She registered a time of 22.81, sailing on through to the semis. That was for Heat 2. And Heat 3, we're going to talk a little bit, but I'm going to look at the results, ending results, before I speak about Ashanti Moore and also the reigning champion, Jacko. So you can see here Ashanti Moore, she finished in 2nd place, just behind Mackenzie Long of the United States, and she secured, registered a time there of 22.57 seconds. Mackenzie Long's registered a time of 22.151. My apologies. And Sophia my apologies, the German, she also qualified for the semis, registering a time of 22.81 seconds. Now, moving along to Heat 4, we have another one of our cousins there. Anyone that's got some form of Caribbean or Jamaican heritage, they're just automatic cousins, aren't they? Daryl Nita, they're moving on to the semis. She clocked a time of 22.59 seconds, and above her you have Antonique. She produced a season seat press. My apologies, tongue twister. A season best of 22.57 22.57 seconds. Again, a season best there for Antonique. And just above her was Brittany Brown. She produced a time there of 22.50 seconds, and that completes the standing there for Heat 4. In Heat 5, big hitter. We got the big hitter finishing in pole position in 1st place, to be expected. And I don't know if you guys caught any of these women's races, but definitely nothing to worry about. Cool as you like, similar to a few of their compatriots there in their respective heats. So back over to Heat 5, you can see Jacko there. She produced a time of 22.33 seconds to go through to the next round, and to be expected that Amy Hunt, Great Britain's Amy Hunt would be joining her. She registered a time of 22.57 seconds. And Verva of Germany, of Belgium, my apologies. She produced a time of 22.74 to go on to the semifinals. Now, Heat 6 sitting at the top. Another one of the Jamaican cousins there, Dina Asher Smith. She registered a time there of 22.40. 40 seconds. So Great Britain, you got your athletes there sailing on through to the next round. And we already discussed this one as it relates to Lewis, the Australian, that is Tori Lewis, with a personal best. Congrats to her, of 22.56 seconds. And I think the Spanish athlete, I think her name is pronounced as Jill. I do apologize if I've best you, if I butchered your name. I think that's how it's pronounced. So I might need to fact check that one. She registered a time of 22.74 seconds. And we could take a look at the full picture there as it relates to the subsequent semifinals to come and the heats to look out for. So heat one, we've got Jacko. So you could, I'll say we, because the majority of you are definitely supporting the black, green, and gold. So you got Jacko gearing up to compete there the 18th of September. I think there's going to be another early start for you guys there across the pond and in Jamaica. Again, I am about 5 to 6 hours ahead of you. My start time for this particular event is 1:24 p.m. So don't look at the time because it's using my geographical location. So I don't want to, I want to avoid confusion as best as possible. So as I said, Jacko there in heat one. So don't miss that. In heat two, we have Ashanti Moore, and she is in lane 4. Let me go back and look at which lane. So Jacko is in lane 7, and Moore is in lane 4. And if you want to keep your eyes on Tola Smith, she is in heat 3, and she's going to be in lane 7. And that is how the heats panned out there for the women's 200 meters. If you managed to catch this one, funny enough, I tried to go back and watch a few of the races there, particularly the ones that I missed. So like in terms of the hurdles, the events which I unfortunately missed out on because I wasn't at home when they were being completed, and I tried to see if I can find a way of watching them, and each site that I went onto was basically just telling me that they don't show it because of my location. So that clearly means I have to use my VPN. But even with the VPN, I wasn't able to gain access to what I wanted to gain access to. So but back to this particular event, be interesting what you guys make of the performance. But in my opinion, there, as it relates to Jacko and Moore, they look completely unbothered, executed their races well, and it's a simple job done and on to the next. Game face is on for both of them, cool, calm as you like, and easy does it. Moving on to the next round. And let me go ahead and segue and look at the men's. It really made me laugh. The men's 200 meters most certainly made me laugh. And we're looking at the recapping the heats of the men's 200 meters there. So where do I start with the men's 200 meters? Where do I start? Got something to play for you guys. I'm gonna play it in a few, so do let me know if you can hear it. Once I go quiet, that is. But before I do so, I do want to go ahead and say big ups to Noah Lyles and also Andre DeGrasse as well. Both men there gave Christopher Taylor some warm welcome into the 200 meters club. Taylor managed to produce a personal best. So they echoed some warm words of encouragement there. Some warm words of encouragement came from the American Lyles and also the Canadian Andre. So Noah, I think definitely worth pointing that out because he does get his fair bit of criticism and he is labeled as unsportsmanlike. That's not my opinion. That's just what some people think of him. But I think it is very sportsmanlike of someone like Noah and also Andre as well to pretty much try to boost up Christopher Taylor as best as possible. And at the end of the day, they are competitors. They are competing against each other. And we don't need to discuss the rivalry there between Jamaica and the United States. So I thought it was a warm touch there, listening to that interview there with the reputable Andre Lowe. So that is the Jamaica Observer sports editor, Andre Lowe. It's a man that needs no introduction. I'm going to go ahead and play that interview there. He spoke to Chris Taylor after his race, and you can hear what Chris Taylor there had to say about Andre DeGrasse and also Noah Lyles welcoming the man to the 200 meters club. As I said, that was after he produced a personal best. And then after that, I'm going to segue and talk a little bit more about the can't even think the heats of the men's 200 meters. All right. So do let me know if you guys can hear it. Obviously, when I'm quiet, it means the audio should be playing. Okay.
At the end of the race, I see you being congratulated by Noah Lyles. What did
I don't think you guys can hear it. Could you guys hear the audio, or do I need to try something else? I don't think you guys could hear the audio. I tried listening back to it myself. So do let me know. Could you hear the audio? Owen, let me know if you could hear the audio. If not, I'm obviously going to have to try and just bring it up on my screen. So do let me know if you could hear the audio there with basically, as I said, the reputable Andre Lowe there speaking with Chris Taylor post race, and he's obviously giving his thanks to Noah Lyles and also Andre DeGrasse for giving him some much needed confidence booster. Not that he needs to boost his confidence, but naturally with these athletes, there's going to be a little bit of nerves here and there. So again, let me know in the comment section if you could hear it. If not, I'm going to assume that you did hear it, but you probably didn't. So do let me know if you could hear the audio. If not, I think I'm going to take a gamble and just try and play it a different way for you guys. So it would be good if you guys could let me know if you could hear the audio. If not, like I said, I'm going to have to try something else. No, you guys are being very quiet. So you guys are not going to tell me? Okay, all right. Let's see if we can find a different way to play this one for you guys. I'm gonna have to try and refine the audio first. All right, let's go ahead and try a different way from playing the audio, because I don't think you guys actually heard it, which is a little bit of a annoyance. Let me just take this off screen and then bring myself back up. I'm gonna stop the shared screen. All right, bear with me, guys. Let's go ahead and give that one another spin. I want you guys to listen to it. I listened to it, so I want you guys to also listen to it with me. All right, let's go. Hopefully this option works. The first option, I don't think there was a playback for you guys, so I do apologize. All right.
at the end of the race, I see you being congratulated by Noah Lyles. What did he say to you? And DeGrasse as well.
I mean, they're saying welcome to the 200. I was a bit nervous. They could have seen it. They were talking to me in the car room saying, yo, just relax, have some water, just drop the shoulder, head up and take deep breaths. So, when they came out and said I actually qualified, they said, welcome to the 200 and all the best for the next round. I mean, I was elated. That was the plan to come out here today and earn a personal best to make it to the next round. And then I go from there, and that's what I'm doing right now.
A pretty stacked heat. That certainly would have helped to push you to that time as well. What were your thoughts when you saw the lane draw?
I mean, when I saw the lane draw, I was mind blown because I have 4 guys that have been making the 200 finals in one heat with me. I went in there with the 7th fastest time, so I knew that I had to dig deep, like I always do when I come to a championship, and I did just that and came out with a big Q to go to the next round. Come out here and just do the best, maybe go for another personal best and see where that takes me.
let's go ahead, and pretty sure you guys heard that one that time round. And sorry about the quality of the audio initially. I realized that I needed to do a little bit of a technical adjustment my end, so I do apologize for that. If you're just tuning into the live stream, good afternoon, good evening, possibly good morning, or depends on where you are in the world. I do hope that you've gone ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't done so yet, what are you waiting on? Do go ahead and hit the like button. And let's just let me see if I can backstep a bit and talk some more about the 200 meters. I'm gonna have to go ahead and change my screen for you guys once more. So again, do be patient. Let's go ahead and change that one and look at the 200 meters. Let me know which event impressed you guys the most. If you've managed to catch up on any of the events, do let me know which one impressed you guys the most. And you should be able to see my screen. If you can't, do not worry. I have got you covered. So again, before I move on, big ups to Noah and also Andre for welcoming Chris to the 200 meters club after he produced his personal best. He caught up with Andre Lowe. So I hope you guys were able to listen to that one. So let's go ahead and look at the results there of the 200 meters. So let's go ahead and dive right into, you can see Wade Van Niekerk here in heat 1. He produced a time there of 20.19 seconds. So he's good to go on through to the semifinals. Similar to the other heats there, where the women athletes are concerned. This one here is the first 3 of each heat plus the 6th fastest time qualifies to the semifinals. So heat 2, we're looking at heat 2, and the young Adrian Clark there, he produced a time of 20.13 seconds. So nicely through to the semi-finals for the boy there in black, gold, and green. And in heat 3, Mr. Kenny there through to the next round also. And he produced a time of 19.98. I don't think anyone didn't expect him to go on through to the next round. I think that was to be expected. I think if memory serves me well, there was a potential false start in this one. I might have jinxed it because up until that point, literally before that point, I think I said something along the lines of, I'm happy to see that there's no false start from the women's heat through to the men's heat. And not long after that, I might have jinxed the guys, and there was a false start for the South African. There was a warning. I believe he received a green card. Memory serves me well. And so I think they say in the championship that you're only allowed 1 warning throughout the course of the championships. So I'm assuming after that it's a straight red card. Hopefully you don't see no red cards for any athletes representing any given nation, because something that you want to see. Similar to an injury, you're not really going to be sat here wishing bad on any athletes, are you? And heat 4 completely stuck there for heat 4. As you can see there, Chris Taylor with his personal best, to reiterate, of 20.26 seconds. He finished in 3rd, just ahead of Andre DeGrasse there. Andre finished in 4th place with a time of 20.30 seconds. Great Britain's Zarnell Hughes finished with 20.0 seconds in 2nd. And Noah wants his crown, wants to keep his crown. He finished with a time of 19.99 seconds. Again, I don't know if you guys caught up on any of these races, but do let me know if you did. Brian gave us the fastest time of the day, and I'm laughing because it's just reminded me of of the post-race interview there with Zarnell Hughes. I don't know if you guys have caught up with the post-race interview. I'm going to go ahead and take a gamble and try and play it just to give you guys something to laugh about. It's nothing bad, but it did make me laugh because I was thinking to myself, at the time, I was like, that was a very quick interview. And I'm glad the BBC's we're singing from the same hymn sheet. I don't know if you guys can tell us a quicker interview than that, a quicker post-race interview than the interview there with the BBC journalist and also Zarnell Hughes. It's funny because I understand where both are coming from. So in terms of the media, of course, you want to get him here, there, and then, because you don't know what's going to happen in the next round and whether that would lead to him potentially not wanting to do an interview. Not to say that he wouldn't be wanting to do an interview. I'm just saying for conversation purpose. And God forbid if he picked up an unfortunate injury and didn't make it to the next round, that would have been an opportunity missed for the journalist. But I also understand for Zarnell position that he just wants to get on with it, isn't it? Like as most athletes, they when it comes to these heats, I don't think they fancy doing interviews. I think yeah, you can grab them for after the finals or maybe the semi-finals if you want to take your chance, if you can grab them. But definitely, I don't think they fancy doing interviews, post-race interviews after heats. And most certainly when they have two events, so if they've got like let's say your sprints and then they have to deal with a relay later on, they're in no mood to talk to the media, which is things wrong with it. They're humans at the end of the day, completely understandable. So let's go ahead and play that post-race interview there with Zarnell and the BBC journalist. I'm hoping you guys can see this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mute myself so that the audio isn't terrible. And then you guys can listen to Zarnell. I think the quickest post-race interviews. But maybe if you guys can think of one quicker than that, then let me.
Zarnell, you eased across the line there. How comfortable did that feel?
I'm ready. Let's go. That's all I got to say. Let's go.
Off you go then, Zarnell.
Let's go.
He was in no time. He was in no mood to piss about. He was just like, I'm ready. That's it. That's all you need to know. I'm pumped up. That's it. Best of luck to Zarnell and the rest of the guys there in across the heats for the men's 200 meters. All right, so let's go back and look at the rest of the results there for the heats. Let's see. Can't remember what heat that was, but I'm about to find out either way. Let's go ahead and look. That must have been heat 4. Was it heat 4? Yes, it was heat 4. So let's look at heat 5. Now we're going to talk about Bryan in a few, right? I'm going to look at the full results and we're going to talk about Bryan in a few. I saw someone's in fact, I think it might have been IT Push. I think IT Push said he might need to produce. What did you say? He might need to produce a season best. Can't remember your comment in the comment section on IT Push, and I don't want to quote you wrong, but I think you said something of the ilk of he might need to produce a personal best there to take the crown from Noah and to be crowned king of the 200 meters. I would love for that to happen. I would love to dethrone any athletes. Why not? Especially when they're one of your rivals. That's what the competition is all about. That's what the championship is all about. So you can see here he clocked a time. And as I said, we're going to talk about Bryan leveling up once more once I look at the full results, right? So here he uh he finished he clocked a time of 19.84 seconds. Yes, you heard correct. And time of 19.84 seconds. Closely followed, not so closely, I should say. In second place, you have the Zimbabwean athlete. I think his name is pronounced Charamba. I do hope I pronounced your name correctly. He clocked a time of 20.06 seconds. And the little baby goat there, Australian little baby goat, he registered a time of 20.23 seconds. So let me know what you guys make of the heats or this particular heat. This was my favorite heat for obvious reason. Let me just close up on looking at heat 6. Heat 6 kind of had my head. I was a little bit taken aback with heat 6. And before I close off and look at the results for the men's 200 meters, heats. In hindsight, I'm assuming that it is mind games. I wouldn't even call it mind games. That it was just I'm not talking about Leslie Tebogo. He obviously finished in first place. He clocked the time of 20.18 seconds, and Xavi there, to reiterate, from the Netherlands produced a time of 20.35 seconds, and Toa, I believe his name is pronounced, from Japan, home athlete there, produced a time of 20.39 seconds. But Leslie, I don't know. Again, in hindsight, I am assuming. I know some people call it showboating, but I think he was just out there having fun. And I guess people deal with little minor setbacks or unfortunate happenings in their own unique way. And of course, we know that he unfortunately picked up a disqualification in the men's 100 meters finals. So I am assuming this is his way of shaking off what happened in the 100 meters. He looked calm and composed in the tent. I know we looked at him in the tent. He had like his headphones on, listening to music, dancing. I think he was the only athletes of all the athletes there from the heats that I could see dancing. Bryan, on the other hand, I think was sat down and again looked quite calm and relaxed. But Leslie, I think when he was going down the straight, so when he came around the bend and he was going down the straight, and just the way that he looked to me, it just looked, something looked off. But again, in hindsight, I think that was just him toying with us. At one point, I was so confused as he got closer and closer to the finish line. I'm like, is this an injury? Are we looking at an injury? I didn't really know what was going on, but I think he was just feeling himself, no pressure, and he was just having fun. So fair play to him. So you have the semifinals coming up, right, for the athletes there that sailed on through to the semifinals from their heat. So you got 3 heats to come. In heat 1, you do have Christopher Taylor. He will be placed there in lane 9. You also have Mr. Level Up himself, Bryan. He is in heat 2. And sorry, yeah, heat 2 of the semifinals, to avoid any confusions, right? And he will be out in lane 8. In heat 3 of the semifinals, you have Adrian Kerr there, and he is with a few of the big hitters there. Best of luck to him. He will be in lane 4 of the 200 meters semifinal. I think I might need to go back and look at Bryan. I want to hear what you guys make of that performance, particularly IT Push, if he's still around. I don't know if IT Push is still around, but let me know what you make of that performance, because I was just taken aback. I don't know what you guys make of that, but I was yet again very, very impressed. Extremely impressed by Mr. Level Up himself. He made it look easy, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but somehow he managed to make that all look incredibly easy. I think the right word to probably summarize it was effortless. Best performance of the day over that respective distance. Looked confident, as I said, made it look easy. Didn't look like he broke a sweat. Didn't look like he broke a sweat. I don't know what you guys make of that, but that's just my own interpretation. Calm as you like, cruise control, and he was doing it in front of Usain as well. That's not to say that it would have made a difference. Not that he's running to please Usain, and he probably don't even know that the man himself is inside the stadium. But just for conversation purpose, his compatriot there, the greatest to ever do it, was watching on inside the stadium. But I'm looking at his performance, and we could see what the numbers there that I read to you in terms of what he produced on today's occasion. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, again, it's not like you're not even breaking sweat. And then I'm thinking, can he go faster? And of course, we know that he can go faster, because we've seen that already this year with the 19.69 that he produced. And I think that was at the Goulet Memorial in Budapest. So we know that he can go faster. And of course, in terms of his compatriot, they're the only ones to go faster for over said distance. Is the greatest of them all. Usain having clocked a time of 19.19, and another of his compatriot, Yohan Blake, who clocked a time of 19.26 seconds. So he most certainly can go faster, and I feel like he will. I don't know, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I feel like he will go faster. Either you're going to see it either in the, I know maybe not so much for the semi-finals, but I reckon for the finals, I do definitely have him down for a podium finish. I don't know where you guys place Bryan, but I do have him down for a podium finish. After seeing what I saw today, again, did not look like that man was trying, and I'm sure he was trying, but he just did not look like he needed to try or dig deep, which is very mind-blowing, because what he did today is just again just left me completely speechless. I don't know if you guys there in the comment section managed to catch up on it, but if you haven't, then I would encourage you to do so in time for the semi-finals to see why people like myself is completely hyped for him, because as I said, we know that he can go faster, but the big question that I'm asking myself is, how fast can this man actually run? You know, because I don't think we've seen the best of him. I don't think we've seen him at his ultimate fastest, which is scary. Not for us, scary for the scary for the opposition, scary for the competitors. And also not his competitors within his national colors, because of course they are still competitors, friendly competitors, but we're talking about the fierce rivals, the likes of those athletes there from across the pond. Perhaps they probably got something to ponder over after seeing what he produced. And if you haven't seen it yet, please do go ahead and tune into the heats there, particularly Bryan's heats. If you want, I'm going to tell you who to watch, but for me, that's the race of the day, isn't it? Fastest time. So if you want something to go ahead and watch, you can go ahead and tune into that one. He produced the fastest ever 200 meters heat at a global championships, and again, he clocked a time of 19.84. So I'm not really sure what to say. And with that, that is he led the list of qualifiers for the semifinals tomorrow, which is Thursday. So I'm not saying that he's giving Noah something to fret about, but if you saw what I saw, I'm definitely sticking by my guns and saying that's a podium finish for me. So the two defending champions, they're through to the semifinals of their respective events, men's and women's 200 meters to come. That is Jacko and also Noah Lyons. Do let me know what you guys again make of the day's events. I do have another audio that I want to try and play for you, and I'm still laughing somewhat because of Leslie Tobogo. I hope you don't bother trying that in the semifinals. Can't tell a man what to do. I'm not his coach. If it works for him, then it does work for him. And what's so funny in terms of what we saw as he edged closer to the finish line, what I thought looked like some form of injury that he had picked up. Again, it was just him feeling himself. Go ahead and play this interview there that he did, and a couple of the quotes taken from the interview. He said, "It was my first time running in lane 9. I didn't know how to do it." It's quite funny considering where and how he finished, isn't it? So let's go ahead and change the screen once more. I'm going to mute myself and you guys can have a listen to this post race interview there with Leslie Tobogo.
I'm happy with how they executed the race. I'm happy with how I've executed the race. First time running a lane 9, didn't know how to do it. Coach just left me alone, just do your thing and just make sure you're into the semi-final. So I believe tomorrow is going to be a different personnel, an A game going, because we need the final. We need a good lane in the final. And yeah, man, I'm so excited going to the next round. I'm happy with how I've executed the race.
crazy, isn't it? It's crazy. He said he didn't know how to do it. Didn't know how to do it, but you managed to get it done, didn't you? So we're seeing the quickest time of the day from the level up himself, and we've also seen the quickest interview of the day with Zarnell Hughes. That one lasted probably less than 5 seconds, I think. Don't quote me on that one. And of course, we do also have to talk about Tajay Gayle. If I can go back and see if I can find the results there that I'm searching for. Let's go back and see if I can talk about Tajay Gayle before I close off on the stream. I think it's one of those podium finishes there that definitely puts a smile on your face, doesn't it? Most certainly put a smile on my face. I don't know about you guys, but it definitely put a smile on my face for obvious reasons. You can see the reading there. It does make for a pretty reading for Tajay Gayle, that is securing silver, and he did so with a jump of, it's a season best, mind you, of 8.34 meters there for Tajay Gayle. And again, another one of those athletes there that I am completely delighted for. When you look at all that he has been through despite his trials and tribulation, personal and also in relation to injury setbacks, I'm absolutely delighted for him. And if you go ahead and should say if I go ahead, you can go ahead and look at what that means in terms of accolades. One, you can see in terms of the championship itself, it's now a clean sweep for him. He's been the world champion. He's also picked up the world championship silver medal, and he's also picked up the world championship, my apologies, bronze medal. So he's managed to complete the sets, and long may the success continues for the 29-year-old. I'm still kind of taken aback that he's 29. I still have it in my mind that he's young, just because of when he burst onto the stage. But I need to remind myself that athletes do get older, they do age, and he's definitely steadily approaching that 30s club. Come this time next year, he will firmly be in the 30s club. But so that's a massive plus of the day there for Tajay Gayle. Managing to complete the pack there as it relates to titles won, accolades won at the World Athletics Championship. To reiterate, that is the gold, silver, and bronze firmly around his neck and also in his back pocket. Let me go ahead and click on that one once more if I can find it. That is, I just switch over to the dates. And Ferlani, I do have to say big ups to Ferlani. He produced a personal best, and his personal best is 8.39 meters. You can't be mad at someone else for beating your compatriot, especially when they're doing it in that fashion. You do have to extend some grace over onto other athletes as well, even if they don't represent your nation. They all work to get to where they are, and with that, in terms of Ferlani, that is, he with that result, winning result, he has become the youngest ever long jump world champion after propelling himself to a personal best again of 8.39 meters. So long may the success continues there for the athletes who have secured those all important podium finishes, and also to the athletes who have made it this far in terms of getting to the championship. As I said, that in itself is without a shadow of a doubt a success and an applaudable success. When you think about it in terms of the world itself, like to be one of the athletes there, think about how many, I don't even know how many athletes worldwide competes at different events, whether it's at their respective championship, subsequent college tournaments, as well as those secondary championships, and your smaller meets like your Diamond League meets. In terms of number wise, I can't give you a figure, but to be at a world championships or an Olympics, when you think of the world and all the other athletes there that didn't make it to that particular moment in their career and their lives, that's definitely something there to be proud of. And to all the younger athletes that missed out on, let's say, making it to the semifinals, and obviously, unfortunately, not making it to the finals of their respective events. It's all a learning curve, isn't it? You live and you learn, and I'm sure there's plenty to learn as well. Especially, you can imagine these younger athletes, they're massively inexperienced in terms of competing at their first ever senior competition, and they're looking to the right and looking to the left of them, and they're probably competing against athletes that they grew up watching, and possibly some of their heroes as well. And I think in itself can probably be a little bit daunting, can probably make you have some butterflies here and there, get you feeling nervous, but it's all part of the experience, and I'm sure it's going to make them better athletes in the long run. So best of luck to them. And again, before I close off, speedy recovery there to all the athletes there in the treatment room. I hope that the treatment there is going according to plan. I believe we listened to Sir Glenn Mills earlier on my morning live stream, so I won't play again. And he did confirm to us that again with the reputable Andre Lowe. Andre Lowe is batting these ones out the park, isn't he? He's batting out these interviews out the park as to be expected. Whenever I go to these major tournaments, be it the World Cup or Commonwealth Games, I do manage to run into a couple Jamaican journalists, thankfully, because the journalism landscape, most certainly in this country, depending on the sports that you're covering, it does lack diversity. There's certain sports there, it's just like you're probably likely to be the only Black reporter, only Black male reporter, or only Black female reporter. So when you go to these global events and you're seeing your compatriots, male or female, it is a very different experience. So yeah, as I said, Jamaica Observer and also Andre Lowe batting these interviews there out the park, and long may they continue. I don't know what you guys have in store for the rest of your evening, but I'm going to have to love you and leave you. Been talking to you guys for almost 1 hour. If you haven't hit the like button, what's all you waiting on? Please do go ahead and hit the like button. It does not cost you a penny. Plenty more action to come. If you guys aren't pumped up, Zarnell you says he's ready. It says I'm ready. Quite simple. Don't ask me no question. I am ready. I'm sure you guys are ready as well. And if you're not ready, you better brace yourselves. Tomorrow you got a few heats and finals to come. The women's 5,000 meters heats that gets underway. That's an early start for you guys. It's about 11:05 a.m. for me. So that's a early in the morning start for you guys. Also, I have the women's high jump to come, the men's javelin throw final, women's 800 meters, women's triple jump final, men's 200 meters, women's 200 meters semi-final. That's a little after midday for myself. Men's 800 meters semi-final, men's 400 and women's 400 meters final. So another jam-packed day of action that's all taking place tomorrow, Thursday. And if you love sports and sports is your escapism in terms of taking you away from the stresses of life, then you must be feeling quite happy right now, because when you finish with the championship, guess what? You can go ahead and tune into the Champions League. Speaking of Champions League, it's currently underway, a halftime. Go ahead and give you guys some halftime update there as it relates to the men's Champions League to avoid confusion. This is match day 1 of 8 for the teams competing in today's matches. Match day 1 of 8 took place for the likes of Arsenal and Spurs, and I believe Real Madrid yesterday against their respective opponents. So for tonight's results, halftime across the board. You do have Bayern Munich currently leading Chelsea 2-1, PSG leading Atalanta 2-0, Inter leading Ajax 1-0, Liverpool out in front leading Atletico Madrid 2-1. And maybe a surprise goal scorer there for Liverpool. Robertson broke the deadlock inside 4 minutes. Only took them 2 minutes later before the Egyptian king Mohamed Salah doubled the lead. Managed to be pegged back inside additional time of the 45th minute there by Atletico Madrid, and that is Marcus Llorente. There's 2-1 in that one, as I already reiterated. And Marcus Thuram is the goal scorer there for Inter against Ajax. And so you guys can go ahead and catch up on your Champions League if you choose B. If you're a Chelsea fan, still second half to play for, still your second 45 to get underway. Your boy, one of your star boys, I found the back of the net though. Cole Palmer. Bit of a fluky affair there. It looks like that for Chelsea. Managed to give Bayern Munich an opening goal. Trevor Chalobah with an own goal inside the 20th minute, and Harry Kane from the penalty spot inside the 27th minute. So that one, as I said, is currently 2-1. So I think that is me done and dusted here, guys. I hope I haven't forgotten to give you guys anything there as it relates to the updates where the semifinals, finals is concerned, medal standing, who won what, who's moved on from their heats to their semifinals. Definitely a good day of athletics, and hopefully tomorrow will be an even better day where we can say, okay, a couple of the athletes are through to the finals of their respective events. Not sure what you guys have in store for the rest of your evening. I still have work to do. It's about 9 p.m. my time, and so I'm going to have to love you and get going. Got some work that I need to catch up on before I close my eyes, and hopefully I should see you guys tomorrow. Again, if you're making your way home from work, I do hope that you make it home safe and unharmed, because doing so is a underrated blessing. Thank you so much for blessing me with a moment of your time. Your support does not go unnoticed. Hopefully I can catch you on tomorrow's live stream. And if I don't see you tomorrow, then I do hope that you have enjoyed the rest of your week. We're already halfway through the week. Midday is upon midweek, I should say, is upon us. So if I don't see you between now and Friday, have a wonderful weekend when it comes. And of course, if I don't see you over the weekend, where we should be catching up with some more live streams, I do hope that you have a lovely weekend. Owen. So Owen is saying, I think Levell can go for the record. I do hope so too. I do hope so too. Big up yourself, Owen, big up yourself. Like I said, based on what we saw today, we look like he didn't break a sweat. I think he can. And I'm pretty sure we're all singing from the same hymn sheet with that one, right? So big up you guys there in the comment section. I'm going to love you and leave you. Let me know what you think of the new setup. I don't know what you guys make of the new setup, but obviously, as you can see, I've gone ahead and I've changed things. So do let me know what you make of the new setup. And in case you have missed out on the launch of the new branding there, I'm about to give you guys bring you guys up to speed, and I'm going to love you and leave you. I think I'm going to close off by maybe grabbing some dinner, also completing my work, and potentially watching the rest of the remaining 45 there for, I don't know which team. I'll probably stick to the English team, probably easier to gain access to the game. So I am out. I'm going to see you on my next live stream. On your way out, do remember to hit the like button. Also, if you're new to the channel, please do go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. All right. And you know how it goes. Until next time, take care. We built this out of love, out of pride, shining a light from the island to the diaspora to the world. A golden beacon of sports, music, and everything in between. The very best of Jamaica. We're little, but we're Tanawa.